This time on GN, we'll take a look at our changing culture, some of our rising social movements,
and hear from students about life and learning during a pandemic.
GN starts now. Good morning, Golden Eagles. I'm Janessa Baza.
And I'm Nicholas Rigmaiden.
We are back with our first episode of GN for the 2020-2021 school year. And my new co-anchor, welcome, Nicholas.
Thanks, Janessa. With everyone in distance learning since March, the campus has been pretty quiet. This week, Superintendent Dr. Sandra Lyon announced that hybrid classes will not begin in January as previously hoped. Considering the recent surge of coronavirus, the district's first priority is safety, so it looks like we are in distance learning until at least February.
That's right. Distance learning has been a drastic change for everyone, teachers, students, and parents. In fact, the pandemic has changed our lives in ways we might not even see yet. We lead off this episode with some ideas about some of the drastic ways our society is changing.
Technology is moving fast, from the newest computers to self-driving cars, but is this growth and innovation always a good thing? The fear of jobs being taken by automated machines has been around for years, and as technology continues to improve, this fear becomes more and more understandable. Let's take a look at some jobs that are projected to decrease due to automatic counterparts. Self-checkout systems. If you have been to your local Walmart in the past 5 years, chances are you have seen a self-checkout system. Of course, there's no need for a human cashier. The more widely available these checkouts become, the more human jobs will be replaced by machines. Factory workers. The amount of jobs available in factories has decreased since newer technology has been introduced. Big companies such as Apple and Samsung can replace their workers with machines. Replacing workers could boost production and decrease the chances of defects. The Postal Service. A large portion of the Postal Service has already started and is expecting to become more and more automated. This is due to the transfer of documents becoming increasingly more common online. The jobs expected to decrease include mail carriers, clerks, mail sorters, processors, processing machine operators, postmasters, and mail superintendents. The enhancement of technology may always seem like a good thing, however, job loss and automation is definitely something to watch out for.
Dean Pumpernickel here, and today I have the product for you. Introducing the IOT. The IOT. Now I know what you may be thinking. What's an IOT? Well, the IOT stands for the Inanimate Object Thought Translator. Yeah, that's right. This bad boy can say any non-living object's thoughts. Don't have any friends? Not a worry. With the IOT, you can make any object your friend. Just slap this bad boy on anything, and with the built-in speaker, it'll translate that object's thoughts to you. Just check this out. Gosh darn it! Dang, bro, you suck at this game. Shut up, Jeremiah. That's why your only friend's a talking mannequin head. If that face doesn't scream satisfied, I don't know what will. That's the pumpernickel difference, baby. You can use this item anywhere, in your bedroom, your bathroom, even your local grocery store. Yeah, I don't know, I just find it funny how I can put the hat on top of the potatoes and hear their final goodbyes. If that face doesn't scream happiness and joy, then I don't know what will. That's the pumpernickel difference, baby. So what are you waiting for? Get your IOT today for only 7 easy payments of $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Call in the next 6 seconds and we'll even throw a second IOT for absolutely free. What are you waiting for? Call now at 1-800-000-0000. Call now.
This year's presidential election was a big debate between all generations living in America and overseas. While it seems like the majority are thrilled with the results of the election, it leaves many others questioning. Many social justice advocates and allies are left to wonder what President-elect Joe Biden's plans are for the current social justice climate. Before we answer this very vague question, we have to discuss and distinguish the different types of social justice groups. The ones we'll be focusing on are healthcare and immigration. First, we have the healthcare debate. According to Gallup News, 52% of Democrats are satisfied with the current healthcare cost, while 73% of Republicans are satisfied with the current healthcare costs. While Biden supports a more public option for healthcare, he isn't completely in support of Medicare for all. When asked about Medicare for all, this was Biden's reply.
I understand the appeal of Medicare for all, but folks supporting it should be clear that it means getting rid of Obamacare. And I'm not for.
Next, we have the immigration debate. The majority of millennials and Gen Z believe that ICE detention centers should be abolished, often coining the phrase that no one is illegal on stolen land, referencing the mass genocide of indigenous people during the European colonization. Majority of Gen X and baby boomers do not believe in abolishing ICE detention centers, often arguing that they should have come to America legally. While Biden does not have a response to the immigration debate, his Vice President-elect Kamala Harris called for a complete overhaul of the agency mission, culture, and operations in 2018. While it is clear Presidential-elect Joe Biden is not the perfect candidate for the younger generation, it is safe to say that it is a step in a more progressive direction.
Are you tired of having so many chores to do but not enough time? Well, you're in luck, because with the all-new Diaper Chore, you won't ever have to worry about wasting your time ever again. With the simple press of a button, you will be able to complete any chore of your choice. Although, every chore cannot get done without the loss of someone's life. But with 7.8 billion people on the planet, it's very unlikely the person will have any relation to you. Let's see how this works.
How many times have I told you to come clean this room? Come do it right now, young ma'am.
Okay, I'm going. Look at how fast the diaper chore works for this customer. In the blink of an eye, you will have a spotless room. For just $19.99 a month, you could have your own and never worry about cleaning another mess.
The COVID-19 pandemic has led to events being moved online to prevent the spread of the virus, and school is one of them. With distance learning, students of all ages are put in an entirely new environment of learning that they're not used to. These students are placed in front of a screen for hours a day with minimal teacher assistance and the same amount of work. This becomes a problem when kids are expected to understand and learn topics they've never heard of on their own. This kind of work can be especially difficult on the younger generations and their parents. The skills that children will learn from kindergarten through third grade will have an impact on their future academic performance, and now their parents have to be the ones to offer the support and assistance they would otherwise get from their teachers and tutors. When we take into consideration working parents, the parents will likely be unable to help, and kids will fall behind due to their circumstances at home. Of course, we all wish we could send students back to school in person, but for now, all we can do is offer mental health breaks as to not overwhelm them.
Ever since this whole pandemic started, I realized that I didn't appreciate the things I had or focused on myself. It's as if there was a pause set onto our busy lives to make us be like, wow, I really need to sit down for a little while. I started to miss the things I used to enjoy before all of this happened, and something that I definitely miss is dancing in my church. You must be thinking why, but when I danced, I felt free. And I would let go of all of my worries and when dancing because it was a way of how I expressed myself. I've seen such a huge difference in me throughout these 9 months. And maybe some have noticed or some didn't, but I have grown into a better version of myself. I learned how to value and love myself. Yes, there might be a negative side to this, but there is also a positive. And that positive side is helping me get through this.
Lots of changes this year. We are really coping as best as we can, dealing with one challenge at a time. You'll see some changes in our show as well. Given the lack of campus activities, we will be bringing you some stories, ideas, and a bit of entertainment.
Speaking of entertainment, don't miss the newest addition to our GEN family.
What? Got a dog?
Not that type of addition. We have a new podcast.
Oh, what's a podcast?
A podcast is a series of audio files that you can subscribe to. GEN's Cramcast is our new podcast created by Santina Vaca and Yeti Batista. It's called Cramcast because they talk about a variety of topics in a single episode.
Oh, well, How is it different from a regular audio recording?
What sets it apart is that you can subscribe to it and get notified when a new podcast is released. You can find GEN Cramcast on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts.
Wait, I can find our DHSHS podcast on Spotify?
Yes, you can.
Oh wow, yay! There's already 3 episodes. I can't wait to listen.
That's right, and more to come. And now for Little Culture.
People who have skin that is not white and don't look like white people get treated differently in this world. Having a certain color of skin in this world could seem like it's a bad thing, and it makes a lot of people scared. According to the Pew Research Center, about 4 in 10, which is 43% of blacks, are skeptical that the country will never make changes needed for blacks to achieve equal rights with whites. Roughly 6 in 10 Americans, which is 61%, says that our country needs to continue making changes for blacks to have equal rights with whites, while 30% say we have made the changes needed to bring out equality. Blacks and whites also offer different perspectives about the challenges black people face in the U.S. For example, whites are more likely to point to individual preconception rather than institutional racism as the bigger problem when it comes to discrimination against black people today. 70% of white people confuse discrimination with racism. Blacks are more evenly divided, 48% saying individual discrimination is the bigger problem, while 40% point to racism in the country's laws and institutions as the bigger problem. White people need to see that they can't leave solving racism up to black people. The problem belongs to all of us. The first step in solving the situation would be to treat someone how you wanted to be treated, and the saying goes for everyone around the world. In 1955, Martin Luther King Jr. boycotted and wrote a speech to help free black people. One of his quotes was, "Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter." So, if we just take a moment to look around and see what's actually going on in the world today towards people of color, there can be so many issues that can be solved. People are unwilling to examine the larger problem and contributing to the problem, and it will never change unless everyone in the world wants it to.
Endless Zoom meetings, having to wake up early. Now, introducing the Zoombot. The Zoombot is designed to look exactly like a high school student.
Zoombot also has built-in phrases such as,
"My camera is broken. Can I get extra credit?"
Zoombot also has unique modes to suit your personality, including the Oversharer.
"Yeah, I had a good morning, but I didn't really like my breakfast. I couldn't make anything good since I woke up late because I didn't sleep enough last night."
And the Shy One. Zoombot is so accurate, they won't even notice.
Very good, Nicholas.
It's even dishwasher safe. Never go to another Zoom meeting again and get some sleep. Now that's a happy customer. Order now.
Fake news. Words we all have heard before. But did you know that those words are actually really old? And the first time it ever struck national television was on March 30th, 1987, to tell a story that the U.S. government had created the HIV virus in their laboratories to kill African Americans and gay people. Does this sound familiar? Back during the Cold War, an organization called the KGB planted fake news and forged documents to change the perspective of reality of every American. But back then, it wasn't called fake news. It was called disinformation. Deliberately distorted information that is secretly leaked into the communicating process in order to deceive and manipulate. This information was like a virus, but not like a physical virus. A virus of false information and rumors that's still being used today.
There you have it. Even though we aren't on campus, we are still experiencing the world on media.
And there are exciting things going on in the world. Did you see that rocket launch last month?
I did not.
Yes. So NASA stopped sending people to space in 2011. Russia was sending people to the ISS, but NASA was paying $86 million per seat to include Americans on their rocket. So they offered Boeing and SpaceX, 2 private companies, a total of $6.8 million to design and build a rocket. SpaceX, which is owned by Elon Musk, succeeded. SpaceX was able to build launch rocket called Falcon 9 that can separate from the occupied rocket called Crew Dragon and return to Earth, so it can be used again, saving millions of dollars. SpaceX sent 2 men, Doug Harley and Bob Beckman, to the International Space Station in May. Then last month, SpaceX launched another rocket into space, this time with 3 men and a woman on board. It took them 11 minutes to reach the speed, about 7,500 miles per hour, before Falcon and Dragon separated. Falcon returned to Earth. You can watch the rocket launch on NASA YouTube channel. You can also see it now, but it's a little more exciting to watch it live.
When is the next launch scheduled?
Well, on December 5th, a cargo mission is scheduled to take supplies to the ISS, but another crew launch isn't scheduled until June. When Boeing will send 2 men and a woman, it will be the first crew mission for Boeing. They launched at 8:39 a.m. in our time zone.
I'll keep it in mind. When will we be launching another GEN?
We will broadcast our winter episode on December 18th, the last day before winter break.
Yeah, the annual holiday episode. I guess there won't be any pin the tail on the reindeer game at lunch this year.
No, but we will have some special holiday segments for you. So tune in, and USB will be presenting their Welcome Back virtual rally on December 9th. They have been doing regular news videos on Instagram, so check them out. We'll see you back here on December 18th for our holiday episode. Hit the subscribe button to be notified whenever we upload a new episode.
And don't forget to check out GEN's Cramcast on Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. Stay safe.
And keep up those assignments. Semester 1 is almost over.
I'm Nicholas Rigmaiden.
And I'm Janessa Baza.
And we're signing out for GEN.